Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer. Today we have the TowSmart Tri-Ball Ball Mount with the hook. And this is going to be designed for the 2-inch hitch receivers on your vehicle. Tri-Ball Ball Mounts are super common, very popular because they're so straightforward. If you need an all-in-one ball mount, that way pretty much no matter what trailer you need to tow, this is going to give you the base ball mount so that you can tow it. What this has though is an extra hook. That way if you need to do some recovery work and you need to attach some chains, a cable, or some rope, you are able to with this hook. 3 different ball sizes, and all 3 are going to be chrome plated. You have the 1 7/8 of an inch ball, which is going to be the smallest one, has a towing capacity of 2,000 pounds. You have the 2-inch, which has a capacity of 6,000 pounds, and then finally you have the larger 2 5/16 with a capacity of 10,000 pounds. That's going to be towing capacity, or how much you can pull with this type of a ball mount, or with this hitch ball. So always double check your coupler size to make sure you're using the right ball that matches. If ever you needed to switch between them, all you need to do is pull out that hitch pin and clip. By the way, this is not included with the ball mount, it is sold separately. You then flip it around, line up the hitch pin holes, and secure on whichever size or side matches up to your trailer. Depending on which hitch ball you are using, there's going to be different clearances. So there's 2 distances. The first is going to be for your 2-inch as well as your 1 7/8 inch hitch balls. What I do is I measure from the center of the hitch pin hole to the center of the ball, and we have it at 7 inches and a half right there. And if you flipped this around to go over to the 2 5/16 or to the hook, secure it with a pin, you'll notice that it's slightly shorter. So center of the hitch pin hole to the center of the ball, this is now 7 inches of distance. And that's just going to be there because the hitch pin holes are aimed differently. You want to make sure you're not putting all the holes in the same spot, because that may affect the integrity of your shank. Having it separated this way makes for a sturdier fit. As for the hook, just like the other hitch balls, this is welded to your ball mount or your shank. And this is going to have a 10,000 pound towing capacity. So just like the hitch balls has that pulling capacity, it is something to be mindful of if you are using rope or chains or cable, just to think about weights as well as how much you're pulling. Try to be as safe as possible. Yes, the hook is most commonly used in recovery situations where you have to pull something or someone out, but you do always have to be mindful of just how much you can or should be pulling safely. Now, when you have this ball mount or this in your hitch receiver, you also have to think about how you are securing it. This uses the standard 5/8 hitch pin, but the standard 5/8 hitch pin usually has a little bit of wobble and movement to it. When you're towing, that minimal movement doesn't feel like much, but if you want 0 rattle or 0 wobble, we do have anti-rattle devices available here at etrailer. One example is going to be our hitch pins that have a nut at the end. That's going to make for an anti-rattle experience, where when you tighten down this nut with a 3/4 inch wrench, it pulls everything tight, reducing the wobble of your ball mount. You can also find versions of these that are compatible with locks. So instead of a clip, you can put a lock on the end, and that way you can protect your investment. Since the ball mount itself is on the more affordable side, some people don't really think about purchasing locks just for it, but you also have to consider that if your trailer is hooked up, you want to make sure you have security all around, and that includes your clip and pin over by your hitch receiver. Very straightforward ball mount. I personally don't find myself in many situations where I do need to use the hook, but I've heard of friends that just needed to pull something out real quick, and rather than wrap it around a hitch ball, it is a lot better to have a hook available for use. You don't always have to use it. Having the Tri-Ball Ball Mount is useful in and of itself. So hopefully this video just helped explain that. It is on the lower end when it comes to ratings for ball mounts, meaning if you do have a trailer that is on the heftier side and you need something a bit more than the 10,000 max pounds that this provides as a capacity, you can check out something like the Reese Tri-Ball Ball Mount, and that can go up to 16,000 pounds. The downside to that one is it is going to be a bit more pricey since it has a more rugged look to it and it is solid, versus our TowSmart here, which has a hollow shank but has a relatively good rating, plus it has the hook. So depends on what your priorities are. You still can't go wrong with a TowSmart ball mount. You saw the Tri-Ball Ball Mount with the hook right here at etrailer.com. My name is Evangeline and I hope this helped you out.